Hi guys, it's Mrs. Everly. You guys, we're going to continue to talk about power. And when we think about power, it is not magical powers. We're talking about like rules and control and who is like the responsible in the situation, who has who makes the rules. Okay, so yesterday we talked about like what power is, who makes the rules, and who has less powers. Now, once you guys realize that, who's in control does change, you want to start understanding that power shifts in stories. And again, you guys, like I've always said, this is a great time to, pause the video, read this over, look it over, use it when you guys are jotting. But power does shift in stories, you guys. It does not mean that the same person or the same group of people have power throughout the entire book, because you guys, that would be so boring. No one wants to read that. And you guys, in your lives, power does shift. That is normal. Okay, to say that your parents are the only ones that have power and you have no say over anything and you live a life where you're told every single thing to do, that's baloney, okay? Because you guys have choice over what you guys wear. You have choices, when it comes to like sometimes when you do your homework, in the order of doing your homework, how you guys do your homework. If you guys do it in your room, you do it at the dining room table. It could be even like a small choice over, what you're having for breakfast, or what sport you want to do. So again, you guys, there's so many ways that we have power, and like, yes, that's a small thing, but that's still power. Okay, ultimately we're not told, we don't have an Adolf Hitler, like a Nazi Hitler, telling us everything to do and putting all these ridiculous rules in it. So when you're thinking about power shifts, there's a couple things to think about. The first thing, notice when the power shifts. So you guys, again, throughout a story, realize who is in control. It doesn't mean it's something that you guys have to jot about every single time the power changes. It doesn't even mean it needs to be something, the only thing you focus on. But realizing that, the power does change, and then ask yourself, how does that affect the story? Okay? So ask, what caused the shift? So what caused this person to give up the power, and now this person or this group of people now has the power? Okay? Ask why the shift is important. Okay, so if you guys, again, if we think about Number of the Stars, when Henrik and Peter snuck the Johansons, no. When they snuck Ellen and her parents into the boat, they were actually taking the power away from the Nazis, because they were actually helping these Jewish people. And it wasn't just the Rosenbergs. That's right, the Rosenbergs. It wasn't just the Rosenbergs that they were helping. They were helping lots of Jewish people escape to Sweden so that they weren't sent to concentration camps. So they were starting to take the power away. It wasn't even just that. They were starting to come up with plans to deceive the Nazis. So that was when that powder was created that was found in that handkerchief. They were exploding, or they were bombing and putting explosives into factories. Okay, so there was lots of ways that they took away the power. But ultimately, the Nazis also took power away because they would send Jewish people to concentration camps for no reason. They would kill anyone that was in their, that was in their way. Peter was caught, and Anne Marie's sister was caught. And she was killed. She was run over by a car, you guys. And Peter was caught, and all he wanted was to be buried next to his fiance, and he didn't even have that choice. So again, you guys, that's just something to think about. Like the power that, yes, it shifted, you guys. It was such a like up-down thing, but that's what's normal in books, and that's what's normal in life. And if you think about in Wish, there's lots of shifts, okay? So another thing to think about is look at why the shifts happen, and what and ways to better understand the story and the characters. So again, you guys, here's my example. The story originally starts with the state having power over Charlie when she's taken away. So in Wish, we start off the book, and in lots of chapters, like in the first couple chapters, she has no control. The power is with the state, because it's social services, and social services works for the state. They're the ones that are saying, your mom is unfit, so you need to go live with your aunt and uncle. You actually need to live with someone who's an adult and who can actually take care of you, because obviously your mom and dad can't take care of you. Okay, then the power starts to shift back to Charlie, because Gus and Bertha, when she goes and moves there, they give her a lot of freedom. They give her freedom to have a dog. She's not even there a month before she comes across this stray, and she's like, this is gonna be my dog. This is gonna be my dog. We're gonna do everything in my power to catch this stray dog. And you guys, they could say, yep, we already have cats. We don't need one more animal. And you guys, we know that money's tight, but they don't. They want to try to form a relationship with her, and they know that Wishbone would actually bring her a lot of happiness. So she's starting to take the power back. And she's really starting to form a friendship. She's starting to see some of the positives in, having trust and having relationships with her aunt and uncle, and having it with the Odoms, and having it with Howard. So she's starting to realize that she does have some of the power. Now, when she finds out about her mom abandoning her when she was a baby, the power does shift away to the mom. When we think about Scrappy going to jail, again, that's out of her power. When her sister gets to live with her best friend, she doesn't have the power. So again, you guys, we see so many shifts, but asking yourself, how does this affect the character? When Charlie feels like she's got the power, we see that she's happy. Okay, but when she feels like the power is taken away from her, or when she really thinks about her past life, or she kind of reflects on things in Brawley, or even when she's talking to her sister, she realizes is that her life is terrible, that she feels like a stray. She doesn't feel like she's got power or any say. She doesn't even feel like she fits in. So again, that's when we start to see that she starts to shut down. So that would be such a great observation and something to think about when you're thinking about how power shifts and how it does affect characters. Goodbye.